GetWise wanted to explore mental health provision in Nottinghamshire. So we worked with a team of women from Worksop, all of whom have experience of accessing mental health services, to investigate the situation.
We knew of Mind and Insight in Worksop, but the premises weren't obvious and they only signposted support for those in crisis, or they could only be accessed through their GP. The results seemed to show that mental health provision in Worksop dealt with problems as they arose rather than preventing things before they happen.
Mental health services have always been difficult to access, but due to the coronavirus pandemic, there has been an increase of mental health sufferers alongside the difficulty of accessing provisions. I certainly didn't realise that I had a problem until it had been halved. I finally shared my problem with someone supportive and non-judgmental, and it was like a physical weight had been lifted from me. Clearly talking is the answer.
Bassetlaw Council tweeted that the Happy to Chat bench displays a plaque to encourage conversation between people in Worksop in an attempt to help reduce loneliness. This next section of video shows you how to get to the Happy to Chat bench from Worksop bus station. GetWise are starting to create a safe space in Worksop where people can connect with others who share similar experiences of mental health issues. We are keen to collaborate with the existing services so that people with mental health problems in Worksop feel valued and included.
Within the safe space, GetWise will strongly encourage participants to join activities with the intention of them hosting their own activities as they feel able. GetWise have a strong track record of providing and accepting non-judgmental environment where participants with complex needs can develop in confidence and human skills.
So, until GetWise have established their own drop-in centre/safe space, if you see a Happy to Chat bench, you know what to do.
It means quite a lot actually. I've been coming for quite a long time now, and it makes me get up in the morning and come along and meet people and made friends, lots of friends, and I think the singing does me really good.
Well, it's the first time in my life I've ever sung in a choir. Left it late-ish, and I love it. It's great fun.
Absolutely brilliant.
It's family. It's a way of getting together with people and enjoying singing.
Music means everything to me, personally. Been in choirs for a long, long time. I've been with this one ever since it started.
And it means a lot to me because my husband had dementia, and when he was in care I decided to join this, and it's meant an awful lot.
I was dragged along and thought I'll just go once or twice just to show us side, and it's really not for me, and got hooked.
It's kept us going
Yes.
during the COVID thing,
Yes,
definitely.
it's been absolutely wonderful. We've been singing for such a long
We've
time.
been singing for 50 years in operatic society and choirs, and we love it. And it helps if you've got a musical director who's brilliant musically
Yes.
and got a sense of humour.
He has to have one to put up with us all.
Yeah.
Every choir always needs more men to join.
Hi guys, I'm Tanya and this is Dan, my little assistant. Hey. So not so little. We're going to go through how to check and top up your oil just on a general basis in regards to maintaining and preventing damage throughout the year of the car. So first of all, obviously not everyone knows where the bonnet lever is to pop the bonnet. So my lovely assistant Dan, if you don't mind reaching into the passenger side door. There it should be a lever just on the inner side of the passenger door. Some are on the driver's side, some are on the passenger's, but my model should click open and lift up. As you can see, it has loosened. So once you've pulled the lever on the internal part of the car, there is also a catch, because so it doesn't fly open if it's come on accidentally. They do have another catch underneath. Mine's obviously in the centre. Just flick that and it uncatches it completely in order to prop the bonnet up. Which that is where your oil is topped up through. And obviously be careful that the engine isn't too hot, and it is cool when you're doing this as well for safety reasons.
So left for 15-20 minutes, yeah?
Yes, yeah, that'd be ideal, because obviously if the engine's too hot, again, one, you'll get burnt, and two, obviously the oil is thinner, so the accuracy of testing the levels wouldn't be accurate. But then, in order to check it, it's in a completely different place. I'll get my pre-prepared bit of tissue. Obviously all vehicles have a different, it's either semi-synthetic or synthetic oil, but you will always have to look in your manual to check. But anyway, this little orange, tiny little pulley thing here, obviously it's got that's your oil sign, and that is obviously, you wipe that with a clean bit of tissue. You might have to do this once or twice dependent on the thingy. So then obviously this is your levels here, look, down you've got maximum, medium, so it's got it between them lines. Some say it, but some just have the markers. Then you pop that back in there, get a good wiggle, and it should indicate as to how high my oil is. So mine's, it's slightly warm, my engine, so it's probably not quite as high as that. So as long as it's in between those lines, I mean it could be down here, but as long as it's not non-existent or too high, you're good.
Yeah, how often do you have to check the oil?
Well, me personally, I check it once a month. I mean, if there is a noticeable leak or anything like that, I'll check it more frequent, because there's obviously a problem occurring, so I'm having to top it up more. But you shouldn't really have to add that much oil on a yearly basis to your vehicle, but it's always good to have a check on it, because if your engine runs out of oil, it can create a lot of other problems. Yes, so that maintenance is a small thing to stop. And the prevention.
Stop big things, absolutely.
Yeah, prevention's cheaper than the cure, and them little things stop the major things, like you say.
Wow.
But in regards to topping up, I use, obviously, like I say, mine's. You can go to the dealerships and get the expensive oil, but as long as you know what specific oil you're getting, you can get a general engine oil. You don't have to get a garage one, what's more expensive, obviously. But let's say mine's 530. Fully synthetic, whereas if I did the 1030 or 1040, it would be semi-synthetic for my vehicle. Just put a glug at a time. Yep.
All right, a glug at a time.
Yeah, so a good, say, sort of, a couple of tablespoons maybe, and you will see it filter through. And then when you think, oh, I've put a little bit in, you then do your dip check again to see what level you're at, and if that's okay, you don't need to add any more. It's always better to less than more.
Less is more.
Yeah, because obviously you can add to it, but you can't take it away. People seem to think, and they're under the impression that the car will tell them when it needs oil, but don't always go by that, because you need to check them on a regular basis. Because when it gets to that point where it's flashing up a light, it's past that point of no return, and it's got worse. So prevention's cheaper than the cure, guys. But tune in next time for hopefully the winter maintenance with your water levels and coolant levels, and so on. You might find out it's quite useful information. And thank you very much, Dan, for being my amazing assistant.
Nice one.
Well done. Thanks, guys.
I'm Steve. I'm the manager of the community centre here at Oasis in Worksop. The Oasis started 10 years ago when we came to a derelict site with a derelict building and 2 acres of abandoned field, really. We've created a garden and a park which is open 365 days of the year. We even open on Christmas Day. A place for people to come and belong, where community can do events here, and we can have as many as 1,000 people down at one time in our gardens. We now do over 30 projects, and we've also got a new project base around the corner called The Edge. And so now we've got projects for all ages, for men, for women, for families, for children, young people, elderly people, and people with specific needs as well. They can come here, find someone to listen to them, a place that cares, a place to belong, and activities that help them in their lives, really. We try to provide as many activities that we can, groups that we can, to support families in the area. And we particularly love to support people who are in need to try to help to make their lives better. So we do something called Treasured Kids, which supports families with kids with disabilities and special needs and mental health problems, and they get respite care here at Oasis. So our Gardening for Life and Flowers for Life projects teach people how to do gardening skills, small and large, and we also teach floristry, and we grow the flowers ourselves and then make bunches and bouquets and things like that. Intended to encourage people to come together and reduces loneliness, gives them some new skills, and encourages them to be out and about and in the community and getting back into life again, especially after COVID.
So come and join us. If you'd like to try your hand at a bit of video making, then please do get in touch on the details to follow.